Diddy was just hit with 3 new lawsuits. Diddy is being sued by 3 male John Does accusing him of SA, and none of these lawsuits were filed by Tony Busby. They're actually coming from a new lawyer in Diddy cases, which is Reingold and Hellman LLP. The first John Doe suing Diddy is alleging that he was SA'd and exploited by Diddy when he was at Diddy's hotel suite at the Park Hyatt in New York. He claims that he met Diddy in 2019 at a nightclub at Marquee, New York. He said that he was able to meet Diddy because his friend Andrew was a club promoter with connections in the music industry. Around midnight, Diddy's security guards recruited him to join Diddy and the rest of his entourage at the Park Hyatt Hotel for an exclusive after party. He joined Diddy and about 10 other people from Bad Boy Records at this hotel. He claims that he was offered a drink by Diddy personally, which Diddy made in the other room, and at the time he didn't know that the drink had been laced by Diddy. Soon after, Diddy would allegedly start ushering his guests, including this man, into the bedroom within the hotel suite. Once the plaintiff entered the room started spinning and his mouth became very dry. He told Diddy that he was not feeling well, and Diddy offered to take the plaintiff's jacket and instructed him to sit down on the end of the bed. While he was sitting on the end of the bed, he began to feel disoriented. Diddy looked at him and other people in the room and said he is ready to party. This man alleges that Diddy ushered him to lay on the sectional sofa beside the bed, which he did. Shortly after laying down on the sectional sofa, he lost consciousness. When he awoke, he found himself laying on his stomach on the couch without any clothes, and Diddy was SAing him. He said that during this SA, there was a brief moment of consciousness and he attempted to resist Diddy, but he was unable to do so. He claims that when this SA was happening, there was a man and a woman sitting on the bed recording the SA on camera. The plaintiff then lost consciousness again, and he awoke the next morning, and the 2 people that were filming him with the camera were laying on the bed, but Diddy was no longer there. He began to put on his clothes when the man who was laying on the bed got up and handed the plaintiff about $2,500 in cash, which the man explained was being given to him on behalf of Diddy. He said, disoriented and confused, he accepted the money, got dressed, and vacated the hotel suite. The next John Doe suing Diddy is alleging that he was SA'd and exploited by Diddy at Diddy's house in the Hamptons. He met Diddy in or about 2020 after he was introduced to Diddy by one of his associates. One of Diddy's associates from Bad Boy Records invited him to a party that Diddy was hosting at his Hampton residence. He flew from Florida to New York, and when he arrived in New York, he stayed at a hotel for one night. The next day, he was picked up by Diddy's associate from Bad Boy Records and was driven to Diddy's residence in the East Hamptons. Once he arrived, he began socializing and drinking with Diddy and his associates from Bad Boy Records. Soon after, he began feeling ill and lost consciousness, not able to remember much of what happened after consuming this beverage. This man alleged throughout the night he kept fading in and out of consciousness, and during this time, Diddy and his associates from Bad Boy Records took turns SAing him. He said that he tried to resist this SA, but he was unable to do so, and he did not give any consent of this activity to happen, and he couldn't give consent if he was unconscious. When he woke up the next morning, he had severe pain in his private areas, and he woke up surrounded by Diddy's associates from Bad Boy Records, and at this time, he did not see Diddy. Shortly after getting up, he would then leave Diddy's residence. And the next John Doe to sue Diddy is alleging that he was SA'd in a suite at the Intercontinental Times Square in New York. And I've heard that hotel before from Cassie's lawsuit. He met Diddy in about 2006 when Diddy hired him to run errands for him in his capacity as the CEO of Bad Boy Records. In or about February of 2020, he set up a meeting with Diddy through Diddy's assistant to discuss missing job payments, and he arrived at the Intercontinental New York Hotel to meet Diddy in his suite around 8 p.m. As him and Diddy were discussing the business matters, Diddy made both him and himself a drink. He claims that at the time he didn't know, but he now believes that the drink was laced because at the time it made him excessively tired. After voicing this to Diddy, Diddy allegedly suggested that he lie down on the couch and take a nap, which he did. When he awoke, he alleges that he found himself lying on his stomach, bent over the end of the couch with his pants pulled down and Diddy essaying him. He claims that when he awoke, he tried to resist Diddy's advances and Diddy would tell him to stop and that he was almost done. He alleges Diddy got off shortly after. The man alleges that Diddy told him that going to the police will make him look like an idiot because they would never be able to substantiate his claims against Diddy. This man also claims that he was threatened and intimidated by Diddy's entourage into silence after the essay when they called him on his cell phone. These are the 3 new lawsuits filed against Diddy by John Does accusing him of SA. But I'm going to go ahead and upload each one of these to my Patreon. If you want to read them for yourself, feel free to head over there. It's Kadishalynn. You can also find the link in my bio. But y'all let me know what you guys think about all this in the comments.